Hello everyone, welcome to A Clear Perspective. I'm Serene. Today I'm going to talk about a Chinese tennis star, Peng Shuai, who accused a former vice premier of China, Zhang Gaoli, of sexual assault. Then I will talk about the meaning behind Elon Musk's tweet of an ancient Chinese poem. The Me Too claim by Peng Shuai about the top CCP leader has sent shock waves throughout the world. This is the first time in the history of the CCP that a first-hand public sexual assault allegation against a senior Chinese official has been exposed. It is virtually unheard of in a country where officials guard their personal lives closely. And the nature of the scandal goes beyond the level of moral corruption. It is actually a criminal act of rape. Peng was born in 1986, while Zhang is 40 years older than her. On Tuesday, November 2nd at 10:07 p.m. Beijing local time, Peng made the allegation in a post on her verified account on Weibo, China's version of Twitter. In it, she described an assault that began an on and off relationship with Zhang Gaoli, who from 2012 to 2017 served on the party's Politburo Standing Committee, the top ruling body in China. In Peng's posting, she mainly recounted the following points. She first had sex with Zhang more than 10 years ago, when she was invited by Zhang Gaoli to play tennis with him. Afterwards, Zhang and his wife brought Peng back to their home. Peng was pressured into having sex with Zhang in his room, and Zhang's wife waited outside the room. Then Zhang broke off contact after he was promoted to the Politburo Standing Committee in Beijing. Then one morning, about 3 years ago, after Zhang had retired, Peng was suddenly invited by him to play tennis in Beijing again. Afterward, the same thing happened. Zhang and his wife brought Peng back to their home, and Peng was forced to have sex with Zhang. Peng refused and cried continuously that day. At the same time, Zhang's wife waited outside the room again. Peng questioned in her post, "Why did you have to come back to me, took me to your home to force me to have sex with you?" Peng Shuai stressed that she did not get a single penny from Zhang Gaoli, nor had she obtained any benefits through this special relationship. Kang Jie, Zhang's wife, pretended to be nice to her in front of Zhang, but behind his back, Kang made sarcastic comments and insulted her. As a result, Peng Shuai felt like a walking corpse and once thought of committing suicide. On the 30th night, possibly on October the 30th, just a few days ago, Peng Shuai and Zhang Gaoli got into an argument. Peng Shuai said that Zhang Gaoli promised to meet again on November the 2nd to talk about it, but on November the 2nd, Zhang suddenly disappeared. She is just like a toy to him, being abandoned after his pleasure. She said, "But even if it's just me, like an egg hitting the stone, a moth flying into flames, courting self-destruction, I would tell the truth about us." This was how this shocking scandal involving a top CCP official went viral overnight on November the 2nd and flooded social media platforms. Peng used her verified Weibo account to drop this bomb. There is no way to prove her accusations against Zhang Gaoli. She also admitted that she did not have any evidence, but for the mainland Chinese, over 95% chose to believe Peng's words, because what she revealed was typical of CCP officials. The details also made her story more convincing. It would be hard to come up with this compelling story without experiencing it in real life. Also, the fact that both Peng and Zhang are public figures made the story even more attractive. But it is strange that Weibo did not delete her post immediately, but left it there for 20 minutes. Weibo only deleted after it had gone viral all over the internet. The public went crazy talking about this. Repostings surged on all of the social media platforms. Screenshots were shared among private WeChat groups. After 11 p.m., the Cyberspace Administration of China started to block the discussions on this topic. What's funny about the censorship is that a Korean drama named The Prime Minister and I disappeared from the internet, even though it is not a popular drama at all, just because the title of the drama spoke to reality. Even though the news got censored in China, the scandal spread all over the world. Media companies like the New York Times and Bloomberg reported this news. The scandal even got thrown directly in front of the CCP's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On November the 3rd, a reporter from Bloomberg questioned Zhang Gaoli's sexual assault scandal at the press conference of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. After listening to the question, Wang Wenbin, the CCP's spokesperson, appeared to be quite embarrassed. He responded that, "I have not heard of it, and this is not a diplomatic issue." For those familiar with the CCP, they probably know that it's common for the CCP officials to have more than one mistress. There is no shortage of women who would be willing to succumb under their powers. They generally have a perverted mentality of feeling satisfied after hooking up with stars and the celebrities. Because stars and the celebrities wouldn't just hook up with any ordinary rich man. The CCP officials' twisted sense of superiority can only be satisfied like this. Why did Zhang Gaoli's wife become a co-conspirator of the rapist? This extremely ridiculous detail reflects the fact that the Chinese communist system has distorted human nature to such an extent that everyone has lost their basic human decency and the ability to distinguish between good and evil. This is by no means an isolated phenomenon. Gu Junshan, former deputy director of the PLA General Logistics Department, sent his own daughter to his boss, vice chairman of the Central Military Commission Xu Caihou's home, to be invaded, and then sitting in the living room drinking tea as if nothing had happened. Another example is Bo Xilai and his wife. He played with his mistresses, and she played with male prostitutes. They did not interfere with each other. Instead, they got along with each other. Therefore, Peng Shuai's suicidal revelation has not just hit Zhang Gaoli's alone, but has once again severely damaged the overall image of the Chinese Communist Party. She has let the whole world see that this ancient country of China is now controlled and managed by such a group of vicious criminals. The CCP is a machine maker of human filth, producing all kinds of low life that has become worse and worse. Obviously, this will hit Xi Jinping's revamp of the CCP's history and the redressing of the party's centuries-old image of so-called great and righteous. So regardless of what happens to Zhang Gaoli, Peng Shuai's tragic endings are something we can imagine. As for the impact of this incident on Zhang Gaoli himself under the current sensitive situation, the interaction of many factors are involved. As everyone knows, Zhang Gaoli is the buddy of Jiang Zemin's faction. There is certainly an upside for Xi when such a scandal breaks out at this time. Xi Jinping would probably use this leverage to force Jiang's faction to give up particular interests, in which Xi would be more conducive to consolidating his third term. But one thing is for sure, although these incidents seem to be accidental, they highlight a certainty. If you do too many bad things, sooner or later you will get consequences. Finally, let's talk about the richest man in the world, Elon Musk. The recent surge in Tesla's share price has sent Musk's personal wealth soar, and he has long been the world's richest man. But it is very surprising that on November the 2nd, he posted a poem in Chinese on Weibo and Twitter with the word humankind on it. The poem is called Seven-Step Poem, composed by a Chinese poet, Cao Zhi. It is so famous that all Chinese people know it. This poem is 煮豆燃豆萁，豆在釜中泣，本是同根生，相煎何太急. Let me talk about the historical background of this poem. During the Three Kingdoms period in China, the king of the Wei, Cao Cao, was a great statesman and poet. Two of his sons, named Cao Pi and Cao Zhi, they were competing for the right to succeed to the throne. Cao Pi was the eldest son who was supposed to take the throne. However, Cao Zhi was very talented and good at poetry, which was appreciated by Cao Cao. This made Cao Pi very jealous. After Cao Cao's death, Cao Pi succeeded to the throne and wanted to kill Cao Zhi, but he had to find an excuse. He told Cao Zhi, "People say you have a lot of talent. I'll test you. You have to write a poem within 7 steps. If you can't write it, I will kill you." The title of the poem was Brother, but the word brother was not allowed to appear in the text of the poem. Not long after, Cao Zhi wrote this famous poem within 7 steps, and Cao Pi was moved to tears after reading it, so he stopped the idea of killing his brother. The poem saved the young brother's life. It is talking about beans are boiling by burning the beanstalks. Beans are weeping in the boiling kettle because beans and beanstalks both originally grow from the same root. Why are we burning each other in such a hurry? This poem is alluding that between brothers, why should they torment and force each other so hard? People are guessing what Musk means by posting this poem. Some guess it is because the United Nations forced him to donate. Some guess it is because the Democratic Party wants to tax the rich. In my opinion, this is a tribute to him, not worth mentioning at all. He wrote it in Chinese, that is, for Chinese people or for Chinese speakers. The poem is a prayer for mercy and forgiveness, and it is a poem in which Cao Zhi asks his brother for mercy and forgiveness when he was facing the death threat from his brother. So, the speculations of society should be incorrect. As the richest man in the world, what kind of danger did Musk feel that he needed to send a poem in Chinese and pray for mercy? Let me know, what do you think? Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for watching. Next few days, I will be away for a business trip. I hope to see you next Friday.